Ready to learn more about the chakras? This is the first video in a series that is going to go through each chakra and tell you exactly how to work with them. It's likely if you have been studying yoga or working with spirituality for a while that you've probably heard of the chakras. They are absolutely one of our most favorite things. I get asked by students all the time to talk more about the chakras. They are complex and yet simple, but they are powerful ways for us to work more deeply, not only with our body, but with our spirit and our psyche. I like to think of the chakras as yoga psychology. If you ever took any type of psychology courses, you may have heard about Maslow's hierarchy of needs. Maslow was another psychologist, and he talked about how every human being has some basic needs on up to higher needs, and as we live, we have to get those needs satisfied and met. The chakras are very similar. They are a way to organize our own psyche, a way to understand all of the magical and mystical parts of who we are as a human being. The chakras are energetic. They're not physical. They're metaphorical. So, for example, I can't cut you open and show you a chakra, but I know that all of us has experienced our chakras on different levels. Anytime we have a strong, powerful, emotional reaction to something, it doesn't exist only in our psyche, it manifests in our physical bodies. And that is our chakra systems talking to us. So, for example, I think we all know what a broken heart feels like. It feels like somebody has crushed some glass inside of our chest and now we're trying to breathe around it. It's physically painful. It limits our breathing. And yet it's an emotional response. If you went to a doctor and said, "Doctor, I have a broken heart," they probably wouldn't find anything wrong with you. And yet you're having a physical experience. Much of the physical manifestations of the chakras are easy to understand and read if you know how to decode them. There are 7 chakras. Again, they're already within you. You don't have to go out and buy one. Your system is already organized, and your body knows how to speak about what it needs you to address. There are 7 chakras. They're all energetic inside the body, and they lie along the spine. Again, not in a physical way, but in a metaphysical way. So, metaphorically speaking, you can think of each of the 7 chakras as a big spinning wheel of light. And if there is something that is not feeling right at any one of these spots, you can imagine that chakra either as less lit up, darker, or spinning less fast. So there's a bit of a jam up in the system that will usually manifest itself in some sort of physical signal. Now we want to get good enough at reading our physical signals that those signals don't have to be so loud. Imagine someone knocking at your door to be invited in. They can start with just a simple knock and hopefully you listen and hear them and welcome them. If you don't hear them, the knocking will be progressively louder, and depending on how much they want to get in, they might end up breaking your door down. As yoga practitioners and spiritual leaders, we want to make sure we do not let things get to that point, that we listen more internally for those subtle clues, for our psyche communicating with us through our feelings and sensations in our physical body. This is so important, and this is how we do our own internal work. The internal work is really the key, the crux, the point of our spiritual practice. When we're able to tune in and listen to what each of the chakras is trying to communicate to us, we can stay on top of all of these energetic signals and make sure we're addressing our spiritual growth as dictated by our own psyche. This is really exciting stuff, and I promise you it is actually not that complex. If this is your first introduction to the chakras, I'm really excited that you're here. And even if you've been studying the chakras for a long time, I know that there's something you are going to learn in this series. So remember, this is just the first video. There will be more after this one to go through each chakra, explain them a little bit more deeply, and explain how you can work with each chakra when it gives you a signal that it needs some extra attention. So get ready for our chakra series and your journey within. Stay tuned for more videos, and I'll see you on the next one.